My Inquiry and Action Research Project by Carolyn Murphy. Project details. I chose Activity 1 in Nieto Chapter 4 to research the community in which I teach. Since I live in Loveland but teach in Windsor, I thought it would be beneficial to learn more about the community my school is a part of. So I will be looking at the racial, ethnic, linguistic makeup of the community, exploring the community organizations, and looking at the activities they sponsor, and thinking about how relevant these activities are to the life of the community. My location is Windsor, Colorado, and the people involved is me. Here's a brief background about Windsor, Colorado. In 1873, J.L. Hinton built a house halfway between Greeley and Fort Collins. The halfway house started being used by different railways. Windsor was founded in 1882, and with the railroads, farmers and inventors started moving to Windsor. Sugar beets became a major crop in Windsor, and they were processed and turned into sugar cane at the Great Western Sugar Company. The Great Western Sugar Company attracted immigrant families, mainly Germans immigrating from Russia. The sugar beet industry declined in Windsor in 1966 when the Great Western Sugar Company closed. Other factories and plants have opened since then in Windsor, including the Kodak processing plant, a windmill blade production, and a recycling center. Here is a snapshot of Windsor from the official Windsor website. The number of people living in Windsor in the 1900s was 305, and now the estimated population is 29,158 people. Windsor is rapidly growing with new housing developments being built all over the town. There are currently 5 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, 1 high school, and 2 charter schools. And next year, a second high school will open as well. This graphic shows data from the 2016 U.S. Census. The majority of the population in Windsor is white, 94.7%, while the other 5.3% of the population is a variety of races. This graphic also shows data from the 2016 U.S. Census. This graphic shows the different origins of naturalized citizens and non-citizens. The chart on the left shows the 1% of Windsor residents that are non-citizens, and the chart on the right shows the naturalized citizens. Naturalized citizens are the residents that are born in the United States. Non-citizens would be green card holders, international students, temporary workers, migrants, and illegal immigrants. 45% of the residents in Windsor were also born in Colorado. Here's some more data from the U.S. Census about the racial and ethnic makeup of Windsor. This is data from the U.S. Census about the languages spoken in Windsor. The most common language spoken after English is Spanish. The next 2 most common languages are Chinese and German. This is data from the U.S. Census about citizenship in Windsor, Colorado. In 2016, 98.9% of the Windsor residents were U.S. citizens, which is higher than the national average of 93%. Community organizations. To celebrate the Chinese New Year, Windsor's Park Recreation and Culture is offering Chinese crafts, cooking classes, singing and dancing classes, and a special performance for the Chinese New Year. Clearview Library has a bilingual story time once a month where they do a story time in Spanish and English. The librarian that hosts these story times, Melody, is fluent in Spanish, and she also helps support Spanish speakers with translations that they need at the library. Our Lady of the Valley offers weekly ESL classes for adults. They level the classes based on oral and written ability. The 2010 census included forms in Spanish, Vietnamese, Chinese, Korean, and Russian. And this year, Windsor started an Oktoberfest to help embrace their German culture. The Weld RE4 website is available to be translated into multiple languages, including Spanish, Cantonese, and German. School registration paperwork is available in Spanish, IEPs are available in Spanish, and translators for any language are available for families as they need them. Providing translated resources and translators for families, I think, puts our school's district multicultural level at the level of acceptance, where differences are acknowledged and their importance is neither denied or belittled. Nieto, page 170. My school also honors students' families by providing regular communication with families, all families, to help them understand school expectations and to celebrate their child. Nieto, doing culturally responsive education, what does it take? In 2013, the Windsor Town Board conducted a survey for residents regarding their lives in Windsor. Part of the survey asked the community about how people felt included with the sense of community and the openness of residents towards people of diverse backgrounds. 84% of the responses said that there is an excellent sense of community, and 70% said that people are open and accepting towards the residents with diverse backgrounds. Culture encompasses our traditions, the way we identify ourselves, our values, our languages, and so much more. According to Nieto, cultures aren't static, but instead they are constantly evolving with us, page 73. I think that through these activities and opportunities, the town of Windsor is creating a welcome and accepting community with a chance for peoples, cultures. According to Nieto, cultures influence one another, and that culture is learned through interactions with family and community, page 68 and 74. The town of Windsor is actively creating opportunities for its residents to embrace their cultures and to be introduced to other residents' cultures. Also, Melody from the Clearview Library has reached out this year to me to bring bilingual read-alouds and crafts to my school. We will be doing a special read-aloud and craft for Chinese New Year, and she will be participating in our family night with a Spanish read-aloud and activity. As I continue to utilize my community's resources, I will continue to build a culturally responsive education using my students' culture as an important source of their education. Nieto, page 84.